Hey, I like games, but I also like talking about games. So today, I'm gonna talk about a game. But what game do you ask? Is it the Call of Duties? No. Is it the Assassin's Creed? No. Is it the Super Mario Brothers? No. But if not those games, then what could it possibly be? Well, I'm glad you asked. Because it's Torchlight. Torchlight! But what is Torchlight? Well, I'll tell you. Torchlight is a 2009 action RPG developed by Runic Games and released for PC and Xbox Live. It is a dungeon crawling hack and slash game where the main goal is to get cool loot and level up. Now when you start the game, you get your 3 basic classes. You got your big beefy warrior guy, your sexy assassin hunter chick, and some steampunk douchebag. Look at his fucking goggles. Damn! Alright, time to play the game. Oh, I gotta pick my difficulty first. Well, you got your standard options listed here, and you even have a permadeath mode. But there's no way I'm gonna pick that, cause I don't hate myself. But of course I'm gonna pick the hardest one. Excuse me. So here's the game. Now I know what you must be thinking. Hey Yomarz, this game looks almost exactly like... Well, you're wrong! You're dead wrong, cause this one's got pets!
That's one fucking nice kitty right there.
So welcome to the town of Torchlight, a quiet little underground settlement with friendly people, friendly shopkeepers, friendly horses, friendly robots, wait what, and friendly, oh my god, monsters!
Ring, over here! I can't hold them back much longer.
You alright, Sil? Rest here a while. I'm going ahead to finish the job.
So, now I'm helping you? Okay? I honestly have no clue what the story of this game is, and I've beaten it 3 times. From what I've gathered, you're some guy who wants to help out Torchlight for some reason, and there's this stuff called Ember, which is good, but also bad, and some old dude teams up with a dragon? Whatever, it's not important. Alright, my first dungeon. Time to kick ass. Hey there, Mr. Monster. How you doing? Oh my god, I was not expecting that. Holy butt monkeys, everything's exploding in this game. Monsters explode, spiders explode, exploding barrels explode, non-exploding barrels explode. Hey, I guess you could call Torchlight a boom town, huh? So the first thing I noticed about this game was just how easy it was. I mean, look at how little my health moves this entire time. And it's not just because I'm on super duper hard mode. I also played through this part on harder difficulty settings with similar results. Enemies just die like they're nothing, and I really don't get why they made it like this. Now I know what you must be thinking. Hey Yomarz, it's the beginning of the fucking game. It's supposed to be fucking easy, you fucking fuck. Now first off, don't swear so much, there are kids here. But secondly, you may be right about the beginning of the game, but I was already halfway through the game before I used a single health potion. I mean, come on, there's easy for the sake of learning, and then there's easy for the sake of being easy. And your stupid pet doesn't make things any better. I mean, sure you can bling it out with some rings and a necklace, but it doesn't really make it that much more useful in combat. Now don't get me wrong, I like the pet. It's better than having nothing at all. But the amount of stuff it can do for you kind of lessens the experience. You know how in other dungeon crawlers, whenever your bag gets filled up, you hear some guy tell you, you can't carry any more, and you have to either drop some loot or teleport back to town to sell crap, and risk all the monsters replenishing their health? Yeah, your pet gets rid of all of that. Because now whenever you fill your bag up, you can just pile all your shit on your pet. And then you don't even need to go back to town anymore, because it can just go back for you. Sure, it takes maybe a minute or 2 for it to come back, but honestly, it's hardly enough time to even notice, especially on easy and normal. By the end of the game, I had enough town portal skulls that I could practically build a house out of them. But at least your pet can pick up stuff for you. When the AI doesn't fuck up, that is. Now I may seem like I'm just bashing the game, but there's also a lot I like about it. The art style is great and it really helps to distinguish the game from its contemporaries. The town itself is really useful and easy to navigate, and it shows off some really interesting mechanics such as the transmuter, who can combine items that you give him, and the enchanter, who applies a random enchantment to one of your items. Another really impressive thing about the game is the fact that it keeps the environment interesting throughout. You'd think that being in a cave for hours and hours would get stale, but the surprising amount of level variety helps immensely. Sure, you go through your standard caves and dungeons, but you also get to see overgrown ruins inhabited by strange tribal beings. hellish landscapes with movable bridges and onslaughts of exploding enemies, and dwarven fortresses full of robots. Wait, what? What's with the giant machine gunny thing and the little spidery guys and this thing over here? And I mean, what? Seriously, what's with this whole dwarf robot thing? It's like in every fantasy game now and it doesn't make any goddamn sense. Why is there sci-fi in my fantasy? This isn't Star Wars. This isn't Sonic the Hedgehog. This game isn't established as that kind of world. I don't want robots in my Torchlight game. And I know you can be all like, well, it still fits because the robots are powered by magic, so it's not sci-fi, it's like magic and fantasy and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, but by that logic you could put fucking spaceships into Lord of the Rings and be like, nah man, magic. Just saying something is magic does not explain anything. And what exactly about this makes you suddenly think this? I just don't get it. Well, it turns out that the game actually gets a little harder by level 10. And around halfway through I actually found myself having to look at my health from time to time. But still, it's pretty manageable. So finally, after hours of trudging through these monster-infested mines, I get to the last level. I mean, yeah, the game's been steadily getting harder, but how bad could it be? I mean, seriously, a bajillion kills, 0 deaths, that shit's MLG right there. So I'll just go up to these monsters and... Seriously? What the hell, game? You can't just crank up the difficulty from 4 to 11 in the last stage. You gotta ease into these things, build a strong relationship first. You gotta take me to some exotic restaurant, buy me dinner, and have deep, meaningful conversations with me. You can't just drag me up to your room and have your way with me and then leave me on the side of the road like some kind of cheap whore. Maybe that got a bit too personal. But seriously, this is where the shit hits the fan. Everything in this place kills you in seconds, so you gotta be spamming the potion buttons like crazy every time your health bar even moves. I mean, I actually have to buy potions now. Buy them with money like some kind of peasant. It's ridiculous. But none of this even prepares you for the levels of button mashing that are to come. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the final boss. I've been waiting hours for this moment, and I have a technique that will take him down for good. In case you missed it, it was sort of just mashing the potion buttons the entire time. What a great final boss. So that's it? That's all I'm gonna get? Yeah, thanks a lot, bitch. Well, that's pretty much the game. There's a little speech that your character gives that sets up a sequel, but that's pretty much all there is to the story. So what can I say about Torchlight? Is it a good game? Is it worth the price of admission? Kind of. Torchlight definitely has some solid mechanics, and the fighting system works great, but the difficulty thing is kind of a turnoff for me. I can see it as a great starting off point for anyone new to dungeon crawlers because of its generous learning curve, but anyone familiar with games like Diablo or Titan Quest or Path of Exile should definitely start at one of the harder difficulties. But still, at $15, it's kind of a tough sell. Wait for a Steam sale or something like that, because at that price you definitely have some better options to choose from. And for only $5 more you can get the much better sequel, which I might talk about one day. So if you're in the market for a decent hack and slash game to last you a few hours, you could probably do better, but you could definitely do worse than Torchlight. I don't understand.